Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and we're here for the October 2019 channel update. Just a quick look at what we might have achieved over the last month and look forward to what might be happening in the next month on the channel. So first off, as always, a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's watched any of the videos, even little bits of them. It's great that you took the time to sort of check it out, and of course even more thank you so much to the people who've continued to subscribe to the channel. It really is quite humbling, really. So many of you are happy to sort of join along and keep track of what I'm doing with these little videos. Some of them, of course, not so little, so I understand that does take some patience and some perseverance on some of them. But thank you so much for doing that and taking the time to watch and comment and like and do all the good stuff. So in terms of where the channel's at generally, in terms of analytics, which is something YouTube is quite keen on promoting, we hit a milestone in terms of 350 subscribers. In fact, we are now at 353 of you. Thank you so much, which I think is an update, is an increase of 14 over the last month, which isn't a huge number by any means for some of the larger channels, but for me that is just lovely to see. Equally, the views, we are encroaching very close to the 70,000 views. I think YouTube reports 69.9 thousand views over the lifetime of the channel, which actually equates to, and this is another great milestone, 421,000 watched minutes, which apparently someone has calculated, and I have a little certificate here to show you, 7,000 watched hours. Awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. Anyway, in terms of analytics, that's all I want to say. That's just management guff, as it were. But let's get on to what the videos themselves. So where are we at? Obviously the main thrust of the channel over quite some time now has been Transport Fever, and we saw the end of one of those series, the longest running one, which was the Square England Let's Play. That came to a conclusion last month, a few weeks ago. And the One Hub is also the American speed buildy kind of Let's Play is coming to a close. Again, because of the conceit of that video series, trying to build a huge mega city. My PC unfortunately isn't quite man enough to take on that number of citizens, so the frame rate lag and so on is getting quite discouraging on that, if that's a very polite way of putting it. So that one is very much closing very soon. I will probably put up at least one review video, possibly two, and then that series will come to an end. And then I'm not quite sure. We may actually take a break from Transport Fever for a little while. We are expecting the release of Transport Fever 2 towards the end of the year. They've said Q4 2019, but they've got no closer than that. They did announce that a closed beta will be available in October, so I think it's in a week or two's away. I did apply for that. It'd be great if I can get my hands on the early releases of the game and just sort of get familiar with it. So hopefully, when it comes to making videos, I will have some useful information and knowledge to impart, as well as hopefully some fun gameplay. Though obviously during the beta it will be a non-disclosure arrangement, so there'll be no videos during that period until they actually come to a sort of release date and allow us to promote material for that game. In terms of games closing, Tech Corp, we had some really bad news on that. Unfortunately, there was some disagreement between the developers and the publishers of that game, which has meant that official development of the game has, to all intents and purposes, finished. Now, there are a few members of the community who've been so engaged with the game, and I really did enjoy playing it, despite all the early access issues with it. Some community members have taken on board the source code and are willing to actually finish what they can of the game. So some of the typos, the spelling mistakes and all that sort of stuff, as well as some of the bugs that have really sort of impacted quite badly, unfortunately, in terms of the gameplay at this stage. They'll attempt to quash those, but in terms of completing the development and the roadmap of the game, I don't know where we're going to go. That probably won't happen, but we'll have to wait and see. We're looking forward to further announcements over the next weeks in terms of the development of that game. I love the ambition and the scope of Tech Corp, and I hope we can see more from that. But for the moment, again, that game won't be on the channel until there's some nice new developments on that, and hopefully I will be able to return to it. Happier news, Sim Airport. Now, this airport has, I think as I've said in the videos, is kind of it's not scaling terribly well. It needs a complete revamp. So what we're planning to do, as suggested in the latest videos, we will finish off what we can in that. There's a couple of little mechanics in the game that I've not tried and tested yet, so I want to get my head around some of those concepts, and we'll add those into the game in the next video, possibly 2 videos of Sim Airport, the current series. And then what we'll do is sell the airport. It's worth about 5 million or so, which should be a nice starting bank balance for developing a brand new airport, and we'll see if I can design it in a much more efficient way and actually make an airport which can scale up to, I know, the size that these things can achieve. So we're looking forward to, at some point in October, we will be stopping this series and starting a new airport. And talking of continuing games, another brick in the mall, really enjoying that. I'm finally getting my head around making money in it, so that's doing quite well, and discovering new little facets of the games, which are, this is how I like games to work. They sort of draw you in with what looks like fairly simple mechanics and processes, and you can get something up that works quite quickly and easily. Then you realise, oh, hang on, no, there's other things going on here. We need to, then the game gets more complex and more involving and that much more engaging, and I'm really enjoying that in the game. So we're looking forward to much more, another brick in the mall, and hopefully what I've built so far will grow into something quite substantial. So certainly going to be more of that. September saw the start of a new series. I'm not quite sure how long this will be, so that was Interstellar Transport Company. It's a game that's been out for a while, and got kind of mixed reviews, and I can see that from what I've played so far. And if you've seen the first video that I've done on the game, you'll realise that there are all sorts of little annoyances within the UI and the way it works, and it is quite challenging. I'm only playing it on normal mode, but I know that I am going to suffer in terms of making money in the game. So if I can make money, the game will continue. If I can't, then it will stop, and I'll restart it again. And I'll restart it again because, and this is why I brought it to the channel, is the developers are releasing a significant new update to the game later in the year, which they say will address a number of the user issues with it, particularly the UI and so on. So we're looking forward to that. So that's why I've introduced the game to the channel, because it looks like it's not going to be a game that sort of meanders along in mixed review land on Steam and the other platforms, but actually it might fire up a whole new set of players and new challenges. So we're looking forward to that. So that's what we're looking forward to in October in terms of what we know so far. I will continue to add the odd new game to the channel, perhaps just as a quick review, a first look. We'll see what we can do. I have actually subscribed to a couple of key distribution websites where you can get in touch directly with the publishers of games, the developers of games, and request a new key so you can get access to games. So there'll be a couple more of those, I imagine, over the next month or so. There's a couple I've got my eye on, which I hope to bring to the channel. And yeah, so that's it. That's where we're going in October. Pretty much the same sort of thing. A couple of games are going out, a couple of games coming in, with the addition of a few new highlights, hopefully, through that. Again, if you've got any ideas, thoughts, suggestions for what we can do with the channel, then by all means, comment below. Just drop some ideas, thoughts, criticisms even, whatever you feel like saying. It'd be just great to hear from you. Just drop a note below. And of course, as always, if you like a video, if you like this one, if you like any of the videos, do give us a thumbs up. That's always heartening to see. And of course, if you've not already done so, now might be a good time to subscribe. Yeah, why not? It could be fun. Honestly, it could be fun. Anyway, so that's it. Thank you very much for joining me for this little update, and I hope you stay with the channel and enjoy the upcoming videos. So from me, Ajaxpost, thank you very much again for joining me today and throughout the past month or whatever, and I hope you enjoy the upcoming month. And I will see you again soon. Until then, though, bye-bye for now.